First to the boat. Let's go talk to... What's the most unconventional entrance any visitor has ever made to the Pro Gallery? I mean, she's not wrong. Is this also not voiced? Well, you're no different from any other guests in that sense. Everyone comes here just to have a look. Then they like what they see, so they stay a little while longer. Before you know it, they can't drag themselves away. Nevertheless, despite the impromptu means which you arrived here, you're an esteemed guest who are far. I welcome you like any other. Can't let you break the rule, otherwise I'm the one who have to answer to the boss. Simple, straightforward rule. Guests are only allowed here by invitation. Most sneak in despite knowing the rules are petty criminals with dubious intentions. Don't fret. I'm aware that you stuck in by accident. I mean, kinda. We aren't a criminal, though. All the guests you see are by invitation by the boss's rules. They have the right to invite other guests too. So if you're planning on dropping in more often, your best would be to mingle with the guests and see if you talk when they're giving you an invitation. Challenge accepted. I like your style. I'll be waiting here. Okay, so we need to find... Zhongli.
Oh? I didn't think I would see you here.
Hey, Rojo. Thanks for almost here and a half. Appreciate that.
Are these two your friends?
Yes, we had the fortune of meeting not too long ago. They are quite a knowledgeable and talented pair, and a pleasure to be around. Traveler, we were just discussing the history of Rex Lapis. Would you like to listen?
This, good sir, seems not to appreciate the almighty power of the Lord of Geo. As a professional archaeologist, I'm inclined to correct some of his erroneous views.
That's so peak. This dude's like, I'm gonna correct you about the god that you used to be. Big Twitter energy, right? People responding to random Twitter shitters responding to people with PhDs. No one knows better than him.
We are discussing the whereabouts of the first Mora.
The first Mora?
As everyone knows, the Lord of Geo taught the ancient people of Liyue the craft of smelting, creating goods that allowed them to develop trade with the early nations of that time. Today, Liyue holds the sole right to cast Mora in the entire continent of Teyvat. The world's very first Mora should have been cast by the hands of the Lord of Geo himself thousands of years ago.
According to my research, as well as my own hypothesis, I believe that this coin of unique historical significance has been passed down secretly through the years as a kind of token. For example, perhaps the Qixing who control the Liyue use it in some kind of unknown ceremony they hold when they come to power.
No. My research indicates that the first Mora coin is not such a simple thing. Mora is a catalyst. This we all know. Even today, Mora is used in the mystic arts for its curious properties of weapon enhancement.
That's a fun story reason to justify you needing to spend money to upgrade your weapons.
The world's first Mora would no doubt possess the strongest power. My next historical treatise will boldly expound on the newest findings from my intense decade-long research. That is, that the Lord of Geo used this original Mora as a catalyst to enhance a dagger and a sword.
A dagger and a sword?
Well, buy the book when it comes out to read the full story. For now, I will only reveal this. The one who finds the dagger shall become supreme in Liyue, and the one who finds the sword may be crowned Liyue's sovereign.
I can't say I agree.
I have Xinyan. I don't know. I probably pronounced that wrong, and no, that's not a character in my roster. I mostly have the freeze team and then Diluc. We did open Nadia, though. I have not Nadia and Mora are the two characters I have cracked that I haven't built yet.
Let us not speak of the authenticity of the dagger and sword first. But Mora and money came about simply because they are a convenient measure of a contract's value.
I think if you like open world RPGs like Carrier, this game's really well done. If the anime art styling is something that you don't mind or that you like, there's a ton of story content in it. It's kind of like if open world RPG like Breath of the Wild was getting continuous updates and regular content. Like every year they add a new region and more story content into it. Like there's probably 100+ hours of voice content at this point. I've got I think 30 or 40 up on YouTube at this point.
Rex Lapis just meant for Mora to serve as a catalyst for people to exchange and trade. The world's first Mora is probably just an ordinary coin created by Rex Lapis. As for its fate, the same as all Mora, I suspect.
Yeah, I
It was
enjoyed
simply spent somewhere.
I enjoy the team building aspect of the combat. There's a lot of different unique combinations. Yeah, and one of the big things about a game like this, right? Like there's no PvP content in Genshin, right? So it's not like you're keeping up with anybody. Yeah, you're not catching up to anyone to like try and compete with something. You're just like playing a story game. Yeah, I actually put off trying this game for a really long time because I just assumed it was like one of the throwaway gacha games as someone who has like touched Raid Shadow Legends and most others, but honestly, there's no like pushy deals constantly. It's just a game it's just a good story game that like happens to have loot boxes for characters. And you actually earn a pretty reasonable amount of stuff to open loot boxes even without spending money.
I think that Mr. Hanshua's hypothesis seems reasonable. Mr. Zhongli's argument, on the other hand, lacks any evidence. How can you so easily dismiss the Lord of Geo's profound foresight?
No, I am not debating right or wrong. I am simply stating a fact.
For new people hanging out, the Zhongli character is the former god that they're discussing.
Enough. Do you think you understand the Lord of Geo more than me?
Actually, he
I
is.
know but little about history, and I wouldn't dare to brag. But discussion is meaningless if everyone has the same opinion, no?
Well then, answer me this. Long ago, when Liyue Harbor was being constructed, the Lord of Geo taught the people how to build houses. The model home he used to teach them was completely cast from Mora, correct?
That is correct, indeed.
Okay, then tell me. Why would the Lord of Geo do something so extravagant if not because of the mystical power that Mora contains?
There's a simple explanation, really. To the god of wealth and commerce, what material is easier to get than Mora?
Oh.
Like you're telling someone else's tale.
I mean, I am talking about Rex Lapis.
There are.
Excuse me, sir. I have some questions about archaeology. Can we find somewhere quiet to chat? I mean, if it's okay with you.
Oh, it's no problem at all. But may my friend accompany us? Perhaps they could be of some help.
I'm just here for a good story as a selection. That's never been more true.
Of course. They can come if that's what pleases you, sir. Let's go. What I'm about to say is a bit disrespectful of the Lord of Geo and would draw a lot of angry looks. So it's best to discuss this somewhere quiet. Your argument just now exhibited acuteness of speech and thought. Most importantly, you don't fall for the boasting and acting of the others. You remain objective. So I have a question for you. Perhaps you will answer differently from other scholars. Do you think that all the gods that the Geo Archon killed were evil?
Let's not analyze it in terms of good versus evil. Rex Lapis placed great importance on the integrity of contracts. So any gods he killed certainly must have broken some kind of contract.
And imagine that breach of contract clause, chat. I am a god and I will murder you if you break it.
Right! The Lord of Geo wouldn't kill the innocent.
Oh yes, not the innocent. Just the contract breakers. Yeah, big lawful neutral energy.
But when I was doing some research, I learned about the legend of the god of salt.
Oh man, they have Twitch in Genshin? That's neat.
The god of salt, Havria, was a very kind god, but she encountered Morax one day in battle. Morax used a rather underhanded trick to assassinate her.
What? No way.
This bit of history is a long story. But you may not like the truth when you hear it.
Don't worry, please tell me what you know. This event, I've already searched for answers for a long time.
A bit embarrassed, Mr. Zhongli.
No, it's just... Where should I begin?
Over here, Mr. Zhongli. I've been looking for you. So you're over here all this time.
The Fatui?
Down your weapon and stay back. Otherwise, Paimon's reporting you to the Millilith.
First of all, I'm not holding a weapon. There's no need to overreact now. I'm simply an archaeological researcher from Snezhnaya. I'm not here for trouble.
The Fatui say that every time.
But this time,
It's
I
not wrong.
registered with the Liyue Ministry of Civil Affairs. I could show you the official documentation if you want to see it. I will be conducting an archaeological survey here, the results of which will all be shared with the ministry. I heard that Wangsheng Funeral Parlor had a consultant named Zhongli with immense knowledge of ancient history and archaeology. So I paid Wangsheng Funeral Parlor a handsome amount to hire Zhongli as my own consultant while I'm in town.
So you mean to say that this is work for the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor, yes? Well, since it's work, I don't have a choice. A consultant of the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor must respect their duty.
Of course you would be such a reasonable man. Well then, let's head out now, shall we?
Wait, if you are studying archaeology, can I go too? I am also a scholar in this field, so I can help.
That will give us a chance to continue the topic we were just discussing. Oh, and you should tag along too.
He's bound by contract and doesn't want to get murdered, most likely. Why?
This experience may be of help to you on your future adventures. It is a story from before the rise of the Seven. Although the god of salt has already perished, it will still be a meaningful experience for your journey.
Wait. This is an archaeological expedition, not a tour group. That's too many people.
But this friend of mine has a treasure-finding talent, surpassed by no one.
He's not wrong.
It will surely be of great help to us.
Oh? What talent?
If my friend espies a treasure chest, they will absolutely find a way to open it.
Hey, Paimon's good at that too.
Well, that is quite enticing. All right then. Well, let's go. There's no time to waste. When the Overlord of the Vortex was crushed by the Jade Chamber recently, perhaps something of interest was washed ashore. An ancient artifact would be good. Traces of ancient activity would be great. But a piece of the god's limb would be even better. Who knows what surprises we may find.
Okay, we're off the boat. Switch to our main door. Go back. One
What are my
Ganyu,
orders?
please. All my good characters except Zenq. So I was asking about my my teams. I have Ganyu, Rosaria, Sucrose, Kokome as Freeze, and I have Diluc, Diona, Benny, and Zenq built out. He's only 60 out of 70 though. Everybody else is. /80. For people that are new and asking about what kind of the actual gameplay is, the combat is team building based. There's different elements on the characters that react to each other in different ways in combat. So like this is a freeze team, you put water down and then you ice people and they stop moving. It's a good one too.
This place looks so ordinary. Can we really find anything valuable here?
Huh? Paimon thinks it looks really great.
I was actually just thinking it looks scenic.
I don't mean the scenery, but
Oh.
rather that there should be something out of the ordinary. A big battle did just occur and all, and I don't even know where to begin looking here.
Guyan Stone Forest is actually the perfect place to be. if you wish to learn about the gods or the history of the Archon War.
Yeah, I'm not in a huge rush to build Nadia without a good Electro myself. If Raiden comes up, I'll probably pull for her, or Official, hopefully on a 4-star.
Legend has it that Rex Lapis threw spears made of large rock into the sea here, piercing and crushing the Overlord of the Vortex. After many years of wind erosion, those stone spears have turned into the unique rock formations we see now.
These mountains were the Lord of Geo's weapons?
What we see now is just the part of them that remains. The stone spears hurled by Rex Lapis all those years ago were much greater, both in number and in size. But due to the different angles they landed at, their large centers of mass, erosion by seawater, and years of gravity, many of them have been completely swallowed by the sea. So besides wind erosion, the initial collapsing of the stone spears also played a big part in the formation of Guyan Stone Forest.
This isn't Snap. This is actually Pool 7 content. I've got early beta access.
Well, a god able to fight one so powerful as Rex Lapis was certainly very strong in its own right.
Indeed. This is where the value lies in research at Guyan Stone Forest. Most of the objects from that time were lost to the sea. But the gigantic waves created by the Overlord of the Vortex have given those sunken objects a chance to see the light of day again.
So you're saying that if we look carefully, we'll be able to get very, very rich. Rich with archaeological knowledge and historical value.
The student
yes?
Paimon probably get
That's
along
all
well.
I seek in life.
Yes, it sounds like it.
Since we brought so many people, I think it would be best to split up and look.
Okay then, I will go with my friend here. Although I have a smattering of knowledge in various disciplines, when it comes to archaeology, I can't compete with the expert here.
Huh? Me?
What's the matter? This is your profession. Why are you so surprised?
I get it. I'll escort him then.
Okay. If we find anything valuable or rare, let's meet on the shore opposite from here. The ancient
Hey,
god probably
Panther.
left behind lots
Thanks
of
for the prime,
elemental
appreciate it.
marks. Following them should make our search much easier.
Well, go ahead then. Use your elemental sight to look for any marks.
Let's clean out our friends first here, huh?
Rest and revamp shiver!
Judgment! Absorption test!
I actually ran out of arrowheads when I was upgrading the other day. Let's clear these Darkers out at this chest here real quick, too. It's so cute that they make the level numbers red.
This is long overdue. Access denied. Animo test 6308. Absorption test. Judgment.
Feels like they really need to evaluate their world level warnings to incorporate your items. It's kind of strange to me. One thing that I thought was weird, One thing that I thought was weird when I first started playing this game is a lot of other games like this tend to give you like a total power number ranking for your individual character builds, like based on items and talents and stuff. I thought it was strange that Genshin doesn't do that.
Guyan Stone Forest is a place where a god was defeated, and its remnants still affect the area to this day.
Hold the line. Punishment. Stand clear. Swirl, mark 2. All hail. No touching.
Eight prizes. Well, you do different calculations based on each character, what items it has on it, basically. But anything has to be better than simply like doing it based purely on character level. A game that cares about a lot.
But why?
See that object in the center? Perhaps it emits the remnant strength of the god. That would certainly attract them. The hydromonic monsters. I have a contract and must put my personal feelings aside. Go ahead. Defeat them and recover the relic.
You can't run.
Or there's more
This
water
is long
friends.
overdue.
Animal test 6308. Stand clear. Enhanced animal model. Yeah.
Ice characters are terribly unfair against the water ones.
You can't run. Punishment.
It's just a stone slab, but its design is quite unique. This should be enough to garner some information. Let's head back.
You call yourself a scholar of archaeology? You can't even recognize this or that. What are you good for?
It's kind of a dick chip.
We all have our areas of expertise. I already tried very hard to explain.
Oh, stop arguing. What in the world happened?
This girl just keeps bragging about how she's an archaeologist, but she doesn't even know anything about the surrounding ruins. I even know more than her. She left me to rely solely on guessing, experience, to find anything valuable to take back. Ugh, what a waste of time.
I've just been researching the god of salt, so I'm not familiar with sea relics. Is that so strange?
Both of these responses to her are kind of rude.
And you kept asking about how much Mora everything is worth. Can the value of relics only be measured in Mora?
Isn't measuring their value in Mora the easiest way? This also matches the traditions of Liyue, does it not?
Now, calm down. No need to make a fuss. We were able to bring back some intriguing objects. Let's have a look. Oh, what a shame. These objects were indeed washed ashore by the Overlord of the Vortex, but they have nothing to do with the god besides being in the vicinity at the time. This stone slab we found, however, has a mysterious pattern and faint aura of divine power. Perhaps it will be useful for research purposes.
Quick, give it to me. At least we didn't come for nothing. The power of the gods, yes! This is good. Oh, but these other objects are certainly worth a little something, right? It should be enough to cover the cost of hiring you. It's all mine.
So, it's only valuable for research if there are remnants of divine power on it?
Not at all. My quest to uncover the history of the god of salt is because history can tell us about culture and beliefs. But you're just trying to use archaeology to get rich.
Nonsense! I'm a professional archaeology researcher from Snezhnaya. I swear, if I'm lying, may the Lord of Geo strike me down.
It would be great if, Zhongli just, walked over and smacked him here.
Oh, by the way, you probably don't want to sell that teacup.
Oh? Why's that?
That's not an ancient teacup. It's part of Ningguang's collection. It must have fallen here along with the Jade Chamber. So unless you want to mess with the chi thing...
Ah, I see. What a shame. It was of such high quality, too.
See? You do want to sell these objects!
But, so what? Why can't I pursue wealth both intellectual and material? Don't be so simple-minded. All right, then. No need to stay here any longer. I'm rather quite intrigued by the God of Salt, too, actually. Let's go to Saltarai next.
Rusty, Reven...
We jump from up here or over here? Probably here. Fine. The landscapes in this game are so pretty.
Yeah.
That's it's a large lad over there. Let's walk around him. Are we gonna unlock this place?
I heard that Salterai was once the home of the god of Salt's people. Therefore, there's sure to be loads of valuable relics nearby.
According to legend, the people of the god of Salt, Havria, enjoyed prosperous lives under her protection. But this legend has been around for ages. With the countless scrap collectors and treasure hoarders in the area, there probably aren't many valuable things left here.
Oh, good. That's just great. If I knew it was picked this clean before, I wouldn't have come.
About that, I know there's a ruin deep in this cave here. It's related to the god of Salt, which is actually how the area originally got its name of Salterai. However, the ruin entrance has been sealed by a mysterious power. Nobody has been able to break the seal. I found a mechanism that seemed to be related to the seal, but when I undid the mechanism, the seal wasn't affected at all. So at the moment, the seal's origin and how to break it are very important topics in my research on the god of Salt.
Down there, salt is a way of life. Worship, even, it sounds like. Is it related to the god of Salt's people?
I don't know. There's no concrete evidence. But I'm pretty sure the seal is meant to hide some kind of long-forgotten truth. The god of Salt was a benevolent god, adored by the people, not to mention powerful. She wouldn't have any kind of shameful secrets to hide. So, the one who wants to hide some truth is very possibly her killer, Morax.
This doesn't sound like something the Lord of Geo would do, though.
Who cares about all that? It sounds like countless treasures of the god of Salt lie within this ruin, just waiting for someone to find them, right?
You weren't listening at all, were you? Ugh. Even if there's a mountain of treasures inside, nobody can get in if the seal isn't broken.
Ah, but we have the illustrious Mr. Zhongli with us. He looks like he knows just about everything. A little seal shouldn't be any trouble for him.
Could even be his seal, chat.
This seal seems to be quite ancient. Even Mr. Zhongli may not know all of its secrets.
I may know something about it.
What?
Over the years, I've heard various rumors with bits of knowledge about seals. Although their references seem rather disorderly, they do in fact contain the secret to breaking seals. Let's go take a look at the mechanism Miss Wanyan just mentioned.
Okay, since Mr. Zhongli says so, follow me then.
They're all over. We're gonna sidestep the big boy again.
Here it is. There's some debris scattered here that, when put together, look like they definitely had to do with the god of Salt. According to the inscription on the side, if one looks from a certain angle, the secret to the mechanism will be revealed. See that? Although we activated the mechanism, nothing happened to the seal.
That's because there's actually another mechanism that must be activated.
Another?
Let me lead the way from here.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous setting, and honestly, this isn't even the prettiest area. The later areas are even more stunning.
Huh, I remember. I think there's some elemental monuments here. So you're saying they're related to all this?
This game's almost a meme because it makes piles of money, but It honestly makes piles of money in large part just because the quality's so good, not because it's constantly skinnerboxing people. Yeah, I think Kokome's Island is probably the most visually stunning area of the game. I agree with that. At least that I've seen. I haven't been in most of Sumeru yet because I haven't hit that part of the storyline. But of everything I've seen from the Inazuma and Mondstadt and Liyue, Kokome's Island for sure.
When I investigated the seal last time, I had someone with a vision accompany me. But when we lit up all the elemental monuments, nothing happened.
That's because you don't just need to activate them at the same time, but in a certain order as well. Otherwise, the seal will not be broken. The secret to this puzzle is hidden in the legends about the Archon War. Tianheng in the south, Yaoguang in the east, Jueyun in the west, Qingce in the north. All desolate and devoid of life. Liyue is vast, yet even one haven is hard to find.
To the north, to the east. Do the people of Liyue always talk in riddles?
I think I've heard this saying before.
Certainly you have. And the contents of this saying are also related to the god of salt, to provide a haven for her people, whose lives had been ravaged by the Archon War. This benevolent god searched all across Liyue. At that time, with the chaotic fires of war engulfing the land, even one sliver of peace was a luxury. And that haven she eventually found is right here. Today, it is known as Sal Turai.
How sad then. In the end, this peaceful place was destroyed by Morax.
Okay, enough with these ancient stories. Now that we have the clue, hurry up and break the seal. Whatever happened doesn't
Such
matter
a
as long
dick.
as we can get inside that ruin.
Tianheng in the south, Yaoguang in the east, Jueyun in the west, Qingce in the north.
So, down, right, left, up.
With this clue, you should be able to solve the puzzle.
All hail! No
Prince.
touching! Judgment! Animal test 6308.
Oh, do I need a lightning character? Wait, so we've got one pillar here. That's north and west. The south and east over here. Okay, yeah. And by Genshin Runners is a sponsored thing. We started because it was sponsored, but we haven't been sponsored like... Our last sponsored stream was like 30 hours ago. For clarity's sake, anybody streaming from any major country is going to very clearly have it in their stream title when something is sponsored. Otherwise, you can't, you're breaking the law.
Here, let me help you.
South. East. To the north.
Look! The seal...
Alright, and then Lisa's not leveled at all, so let's swap her back. Yeah, it's neat that they have
As per our contract.
the story content just keeps growing. I do
Really.
my dailies almost every day and spend my
Now,
resources farming
It's time that
dungeons.
people learn that
I really enjoy the combat. It's like
lost to time.
rhythmic and calming. Doesn't. It's funny. I said to my. I was talking with Chris the other day. So we were just chatting about my job, and I was like, "Gosh, with Genshin and Snap being the only games I've been playing recently, it feels weird never being mad at my games." It's like both pretty chill, pretty easygoing. Both Magic and Pokemon Unite are games that like you feel mad at them kind of consistently for different reasons.
Before entering the ruin, I have a proposal that will help us prevent the kind of senseless arguing between you two that we saw at Guyonstone Forest.
Yeah, so I play a bit of Pokemon Unite here and there. I've been off it for a little bit for various reasons, Dead, but it's a Pokemon MOBA. So yeah, big league energy. Teammates are a heck of a drug.
Okay. What is it?
I propose you two agree upon a contract, stipulating that we alternate who gets claim to each treasure we encounter, with only one object permitted per claim. To show my sincerity, I won't be taking any treasure. This will just be between you all.
I won't take any either. Paimon's gonna react to that comment, right?
Hey! Don't pass an opportunity like this up so easily!
She's so
I
greedy.
don't agree. I mean, you want me to split the treasure with this amateur archaeologist? No, absolutely not.
I don't agree either. He will only defile the precious relics left behind by the god of salt. I can't accept this.
Hey, Quiet Cricket. Happy to see your Snap stuff taking off. It's clear the game makes you happier than Magic's doing, and glad your metrics are rewarding your dedication and passion. Thanks for sticking around. I appreciate the year and a half. Hope life's treating you well.
Well then, if the contract is not agreed upon, I will no longer serve as your consultant on this expedition. You will have to rely on your own experience to find whatever treasures are hidden in this ruin, as well as traps.
You have the audacity to demand this. Okay then. Even half of the treasure in the long-sealed ruin of the God of Salt should be enough to make a fortune.
If you want me to agree upon this contract, so be it. I just have one request, Mr. Zhongli. If we discover the truth behind the God of Salt, you must judge it fairly, even if the truth harms Morax's image.
I can accept this arrangement. Well then, let's go.
I guess we're gonna jump into it, huh? And glad there was water at the bottom.
Stand clear! Yeah!
It's like a full proper dungeon. Looks like it. Of mysteries and salt. Twitch chat should feel at home here. Doesn't look like any recommended elements. Freeze team it is. Oh, we get Zhongli as a temp character.
Are these statues?
No. These are people.
Ugh.
They were probably followers of the God of Salt.
How did they become this way?
What in the world is hidden deep in this ruin?
Just like puts a pillar in the ground that pumps stuff out.
Blaze over!
Every story mission lets you try the character out for the dungeon. Okay. Oh, right. I can't climb walls in dungeons. You hold the pillar skill, it generates a shield. Okay, like Diona. Sorry, Boldy. Wasn't intended to elicit that. But yeah, I'm definitely much happier playing Snap. What am I missing here, fam? Usually I'm missing something. I'm missing something obvious. The pillars wait, what? Okay, that's kind of dumb.
Quake! Crumble!
What, you can have multiple pillars out at once, too?
Look at this. It's filled halfway with salt.
Oh, it just looks like a fancy salt holder. Seems like the god of salt was a god lacking in treasures.
According to my knowledge, it's no ordinary vessel. Although it is only half full, it is also forever half full. That is to say, it is bottomless.
It's a bottomless tank of salt. This really is the Twitch chat dungeon.
What? You're saying that even if I pour the salt out, the amount inside won't change?
Exactly.
Able to produce endless salt. The god of salt is powerful indeed.
Finally, after all that effort, I've found precious treasure. I claim this as mine. I just need to pour the endless salt into 1,000 or 10,000 bags. I can sell it and make a fortune.
Hey, how can you use a relic of the god of salt for such a shallow pursuit?
If Mr. Clement wants this salt chalice, then the next object we find will belong to Miss Wanyan, according to the contract agreed upon.
Of course, as we agreed. But how can anything be worth more than this rare find?
Since we have a contract, it's no use for me to fight with him.
Then let's move on, shall we?
Hey, Allure. Thanks for sticking around. Good afternoon, good morning, whatever time of day it is.
Solidify!
You can't run! Punishment!
Wow, that is a long shield, huh? He's the best shield in the game, right?
Quake! Rise!
Alright, well, there's two things to put things on here, so I assume we need to put these pillars on top of it.
Crumble!
Hey, Ashworld, thank you for the 3 years. Appreciate it. Welcome back.
Just a simple ruler. It doesn't look to be worth anything.
This, if I remember correctly, this is some kind of measuring tool.
Indeed. But the god of salt imbued it with another power. When you stick this ruler in the ground, the surrounding area will become covered in salt, much like a rising tide covers the earth. The deeper it is stuck in the ground, the more salt will appear. It is essentially a bumper harvest of salt.
What? That's even better than the salt chalice.
Well then, according to our contract, the salt ruler goes to Miss Wanyan.
No, unacceptable. I paid for and organized this entire expedition. Why should I get the short end of the stick?
You're not getting any end of the stick,
And
bud.
this girl has been useless. Why would she get anything?
Oh boy, here we go again.
Oh, we're on the topic of useless people.
So you are saying you want to break the contract?
Zhongli doesn't handle broken contracts well, bud. I would suggest against that.
So what if I break it? Now that I've seen how the mechanisms in this ruin work, I no longer need you. Let's not forget who hired who here. Why should I let you make the rules?
Because you agreed to a contract. Rex Lapis once said, "Ones who break their contracts shall suffer the wrath of the rock."
That is one of your Liyue gods. I am from Snezhnaya. I
will suffer the wrath of the rock. You may find it rather unpleasant.
Can we drop a pillar on this guy? Oh my god, we do get to drop a pillar on this guy.
Swirl, Mark II. All hail.
Gather. Order guide you.
Alright, his unite move is kinda gas. Self-proclaimed archaeologist.
I shall confiscate your treasure as well. You are not worthy to continue any further into the ruin. Leave this place.
I'm glad this ended this way.
darn you! Just you wait.
Pound salt, bud. Get out of here.
Some archaeological survey. He could only pretend for so long.
I hope you never become as greedy as him, Paimon.
Hey, Paimon likes Mora, but Paimon doesn't do bad things.
Clement's wrongdoing stemmed from greed, yes. But besides greed, there are many other things that may tempt us to break contracts. When people see the object of their dreams, how many are really able to control their desire and follow the contract? I think we should be honest with each other now.
Huh? Be honest about what?
That in truth, not a single member of this archaeological expedition came here for archaeology.
There's a chest behind his shoulder there.
Why do you say that?
Miss, you lack even the most basic archaeological knowledge, and can recognize naught but a few simple relics. However, you are an expert when it comes to anything regarding the god of salt. You aren't interested in archaeology or relics. What you're really interested in is the god of salt. I believe those legends about the god of salt that you mentioned on the Pearl Galley are passed down between generations at Yinyuan Hall.
Okay, that's enough. Sir, you are indeed a man of great knowledge and talents. I seem to have been right to seek you out once I plucked up my courage. You're right. I'm not a scholar of archaeology. I come from one of the 8 trades under the jurisdiction of the Chising, Yinyuan Hall of the salt industry.
He's in the salt industry, chap.
Our ancestors were those protected by the god of salt all those years ago, when the Archon War engulfed the land in chaos.
Oh, right. Now that you mention it, the people of Liyue very seldom use the name Morax.
During the war, Morax assassinated our god out of envy for her power. He left us alone and lost in the world. We hate him! But this is Morax's Liyue after all. And its history is written as he wishes. So I seek proof of Morax's guilt. He has blood on his hands and cruelty in his heart. We agreed to a contract that we will face the truth head on, didn't we, Mr. Zhongli? You must judge this history fairly.
Naturally, of course. But I must add, Liyue is no longer Morax's Liyue. Come with me. All the answers you seek lie ahead.
It sounds like he doesn't think he's the bad guy here, chat. See if that's the case in a second. Doesn't look like I can jump through the cobweb. I would like the chesty, please. We walk around here. Aha! Your finest chesties, please. Oh, right. I can climb up this, right? God, that seems nuts for traversal purposes.
Crumble! Solidify!
For Rex Lapis! Born of ice and frost.
Animal test 63 rest and rebuild.
Judgment! Shiver!
Stand clear. Covenant of the deep.
Let's move out.
What are drops for Genshin? They give you just different currency and stuff.
Enhanced animal module.
The top drop is some primos, but you get like gold and experience things and some random food and stuff. It's not a ton, but it's a free extra.
This is a sword? Aha! It's a broken sword! This is proof! This proves that the god of salt had to fight back. Fight back against the evil Morax. But sadly, she was defeated.
Yeah, you gotta link your Genshin account to your Twitch account, and then you claim them as you go. Like, the first one you have to watch for 15 minutes, then claim, then it's like a half hour, then claim, then an hour, then claim, then 2 hours, then claim, if I recall. I did them all in one night.
The power of this sword surely is much greater than that of the Salt Chalice and Salt Ruler. If we can repair the sword, then we can show the world the mighty power of the god of salt.
It does look like something left behind after being defeated in battle.
2 pieces of a broken sword. From an archaeological perspective, these are 2 separate relics. According to the contract, you can only claim one.
Why? We were alternating claims to treasure, true, but Clement is no longer here.
Yes, but the only one object per claim clause still holds true. You cannot take 2 relics at the same time.
That's the lawyer.
This logic!
Zhongli, she seems like a good person, and no one is fighting over the treasure. How about you let this one slide, huh?
When there's a contract, nothing can be allowed to slide. If the contract is not followed, then it is broken.
No! If I only take 1/2, then it can't be repaired, and the power of the god of salt cannot be restored.
They say, chat, broken contract, broken legs. That's Zhongli.
No matter what, I must be faithful to her. Even if it breaks the contract, I don't care.
Oh no, did you not see what he did to the Fatui agent?
So you are already decided? Then there is a price to pay for breaking
God,
the
don't
contract.
attack the girls on. Hey, what's going on, Cordemi? Thank you for the over 4 years. I really appreciate it. Welcome back.
Zhongli!
That is to say, you consign yourself to suffer the wrath of the rock.
Hey, D Hamakari, thanks for the brand new prime. Good morning, good morning.
That's okay. The god of salt gave up her life to protect her people. My sacrifice is nothing compared to that. Punish me however you want. Just let me take this proof of my faith.
No, you can't hit her!
Perhaps that punishment would be easier for her. But, as punishment, I will tell you the truth.
Oh, he gets to pick the punishment, sure.
Huh? The truth? You mean the truth is my punishment?
The god of salt was the bad one, wasn't it?
Yes. The truth that I am about to tell you shall be your price to pay for breaking the
The
contract.
music just got sad, chat.
I'm afraid to say that the god of salt, Havria, was not the powerful god you imagine her to be. Rather, she was a small and weak god who yielded to all other gods. When it came to war, she lost, never able to win a seat among the 7.
Twitch chat being a salty weak god is on point.
What?
During the Archon War, The gods of this world used all their strength and cunning to vie for control of Tevat. But Havria instead chose to flee. She thought that by giving up before a fight could start, she could save herself and her people from the war. However, during such a long war, there is no end to the advances of aggressors. After making countless concessions, Havria lost all of her lands, until only one small haven remained.
No. No! It can't be so.
In her last days, she had not even a single blade to defend her people with.
Not even a single blade? Then... this sword...
This sword is not a relic belonging to the god of salt, but is instead the murder weapon used to kill her.
Murder weapon? No! That's not true! That can't be true! You're trying to test my faith in the god of salt.
As I said before, I only state the facts.
Preposterous! You are a follower of Morax! Don't try to trick me!
Seems a little salty with the outcome here.
Back!
What you said is really true, right?
Indeed. Otherwise, why would I use the truth as punishment? I did not want to tell her such cruel facts. But the contract was broken. Let's follow her deeper into the ruin. There, I fear, we will find something that will leave her no choice but to face the truth.
Just leaving the sword here then? Alright, cool.
Are these statue thingies running? What will we find ahead?
Are these her followers?
And betrayal.
They must be her followers, huh? Seems to be fleeing from something, no doubt suspecting that something terrible was afoot.
What are all these? What did they see? What did they do? What happened?
Since you do not trust me, let us continue onward.
It's like a League of Legends
That
museum.
which lies beyond this door will show you all that happened back then.
History of sodium and matchmaking. What's in this?
This is the scene of the crime. Havria's body dissipated, leaving nothing but these traces of salt. Her dying moments have since been frozen in time to this very day. The story continues that some among her people realized at last that this gentle, kind but weak god could never protect anyone in wartime. The Archon War was cruel in the extreme. Instead of consigning her to the agony of defeat, they thought perhaps it would be better to give her a quick release.
Oh, her people killed her?
But what about these statue thingies?
No matter how weak the god, the power that flows forth when they are slain is beyond the strength of mortal coils to bear. Those who could not flee were thus transformed. Those of her people who were untouched by this disaster left for Liyue, where they sought refuge with Rex Lapis. Their descendants feared Havria's remnants and lived in terror that she had laid upon them an eternal curse. So they risked their lives to come here, to break the sword, and offer up obeisances in hopes that her anger might be appeased. But they need not have done so. For how could a god who had never once resisted, even till the end, nurse hatred for her people in her heart.
Even if this is so, I can't. This must be a lie. A false history, all of it. Don't you dare try to shake my faith.
Yikes. Zhongli didn't show any mercy this time either.
This is the price she must pay. Yet I would not call it a bad thing. Judging by how she appeared, I fear that she will struggle for a time. But even if she may not escape that struggle immediately, simply recognizing the truth is good enough for now.
You didn't just hear rumors about the way to break the seal, did you? He sealed it.
No, indeed. How sharp of you. Yet this is not a matter of wisdom, only age. Faith in a god who has already passed will do you no good. So it is for Havria. And so it is for Morax also. All right then. Now, would you like to accompany me in taking a trip to Guyonstone Forest?
Huh? What do you want to do, Zhongli?
Treading old ground, telling old stories. One cannot help but be reminded of old acquaintances.
Oh hey, there's a chesty at the end of the dungeon, chat. Up top. Hey, what's going on, Chris? Yeah, Zhongli is great. Honestly, I really enjoy most of the voice acting in this game. My actual only complaint is that I wish, like, the world quests were also voice acted. I don't have Zhongli. His banner was up, like, right when I started playing, and I didn't pull for him. He's neat. I don't know. I have Diona. I have, like, a C2 Diona, so, like, I'm not too worried about it. I don't go crazy with needing to hunt every character in games like this, which is for the best for my wallet.
Absorption test.
Uh-oh.
Ammo test 6308.
Yeah. This is the only thing that's annoying with the freeze team is when there's an ice shield idiot, it takes me a second to hack through it because I gotta use her.
You can't run. Punish me.
Other three. Does water break ice shields or no? Is it just my animo lady here?
Mark 2.
Mostly pyro, yeah.
Allow me.
Judgment. Lights
Purple prize.
That felt pretty good.
We need to go higher still.
Zip.
Now, I mentioned before that many gods of old have been sealed beneath the Guyonstone Forest. The Adepti have presently handed Liyue over to mortals, and Havria's time was even further in the past. The Salt Chalice and Salt Ruler that she left behind should not return to Liyue. To leave them here is to let them slumber. And it is also a homecoming. I ended an era with my own two hands. I've always wondered how I should remember that which I ended. History records, but history may be changed. This incident proved that. Time is a mighty force, and history's twist in its flow. I need to find a better way of recording history in order to engrave its truth. Stone carvings were one such ancient method, but unchanging stone, immovable earth, even one such as myself. Someday we may all disappear.
Zhongli.
Therefore, I thought of you, traveler. You are one who crosses the celestial atlas, and who passes through countless worlds. If our history is engraved in your memory, it will one day accompany you into another world. As long as a traveler like you is
Like
able
our
to
world,
record what
chat.
happened, then a backup of sorts will exist for times and tides of Tevat.
You didn't just bring me along to find treasures. That is why he wanted us.
Sounds like tough work.
Now then, it is time that we consigned both the Salt Chalice and Salt Ruler to the sea.
Huh? Why do we need to throw them into the sea?
As I said before, this is the place to which the remnants of many bygone gods are consigned.
There's gonna be a
This
saltwater
includes
ocean now?
Asael, Overlord of the Vortex, who the Jade Chamber most recently returned to this ocean prison. Thousands of years ago, the Adepti and I fought against the turmoil that plagued every corner of this land. Guyan Stone Forest, where I sealed many gods with my spears. After so long,
Sealed the gods.
not
That's one
but
way to put it.
folktales remain. Asael, you and I were foes, but our ancient grudge is but a bygone memory now. May that which Havria has left behind be yours to subsume. And thus another spark of divinity departs from Liyue. My legacy shall now be left to those who come after to debate.
What a nuisance.
Those are pretty good. That was the first of the story quests we've done. So the next one, we unlock the next one now. And I can claim another key here. Perfect. All right, we're not going to start the next one out. I think we're going to kick over to Snappalappin for a little bit. So, but yeah, we're definitely, I think we're probably going to do, for people that are new, if you're hanging out for Genshin stuff specifically, I think we'll probably do Zhongli 2 next time. Is Zhongli 2 the one that unlocks the new boss? Someone said this quest line unlocks a weekly boss, right? There wasn't one from that. Okay, cool. I think when we pick up to do some Genshin next week, we will do that. For people that are new for Snap stuff, we're mostly Snap stream still. We're going to do our 30, 40 hours of Snap stuff a week, but I'm playing Genshin. I like the story. We're still going to fit in a little bit of story games here and there, so we'll do a couple more hours of Genshin next week. I think Wednesday morning, if I double check the schedule. But if you're new and you enjoy the vibe of the Genshin stuff, all my story playthrough stuff is up on the youtube.com/Jeff Hoagland. This segment will get added up there. But I basically plan to do all the voice content from the game eventually. So I need to do, at some point we're going to do the Chasm quest, but I need to finish this stupid world quest that is completely unvoiced off stream, and it was kind of tedious to do it on stream, so I'll do that when I can just click through it off. But like all the like dungeon grinding and character farming and optimization and stuff I've been doing off stream. I do enjoy making the numbers go up, chat, and building characters and stuff, but I chat with people in the Discord and do that on my own time. Yeah, and if you're someone who's playing and you're a sub or a supporter, make sure you pop in the Discord channel. Got a very active channel for Genshin there. Folks have been answering my questions, and I can even answer some other people's questions now, because I know a little bit about what's going on. Yeah, so my viewer metrics for pure variety stuff, like story things, aren't nearly as good as other people who are dedicated variety streamers. So I plan to do God of War Ragnarok, like, after the fact. So I think my plan is to, like, probably spend our couple hours of variety stuff each week on Genshin through the end of the year or so. And then we'll probably poke at God of War after that. And also give some of the regulars who might want to hang out but don't want to get spoiled for it the ability to play it before I play it. Apologies for the small amounts of sawing in my background. There are people working on my master bathroom upstairs. Let's tag the Discord that we're switching over. Play to start this morning, chat. Howdy, Arik. We're still in Shuri's lab. Pavlov's dog, the sound of that music. Like, I've heard some people complain about the music of this game, but it's got a very distinct, good feel to it, IMO. We'll start with some slide. Playing this deck while my brain is fresh is better, and it's pretty good into the feature location.